the cute one.
Hello, cuties. Hello. Welcome. This is our first time doing it this way. We're excited to see what's happening.
God knows if we're actually
Talking to
streaming
anybody.
or if we're just talking to ourselves, which would be par for the course. But if you're here and you wouldn't mind dropping a comment, let's see if it shows up in our chat.
Yeah.
I
Something
don't,
new for the kids.
yeah. It's my birthday show.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Um,
Is anyone here yet? Click that button up top. See if it shows us.
Here?
Yeah.
No one.
Not quite. Okay. So go, since no one is here, go to on your phone and see if.
Oh, Destiny!
Hello.
Hi!
Hi.
Hello, Destiny.
Great. Destiny,
Where are
we're
you
glad-
calling in from?
Besides your home.
Are you on the YouTube?
Oh,
Are you
oh,
on...
that's what you meant. I thought you meant where in the world.
Or that too.
Oh my God. Okay,
more
now
people.
we're all
Okay,
popping
now
off.
we're cooking with Crisco. Please, it wouldn't be a live show without us saying, "Can you hear us?" Are
So
we
if you
echoing?
can, let us know. Also, Chelsea, since we do have cuties here, I did bring you a gift.
Okay. Oh, and Destiny's from Chicago.
Destiny, I'm so glad you're from Chicago. Everyone else, drop where you're calling in from as well. Also, like YouTube or Instagram. I want to see if we have both. It looks like we're just YouTube exclusive. But I did bring you a gift, Chelsea.
Oh, there's a delay.
Where?
There's likely a delay.
Oh,
Oh, just calling us no one. Yes, yes, yes. There's definitely a delay. We were clicking and we saw 0 people. It does look like most of our callers are from
YouTube.
I don't know why I'm acting like we're Hey Delilah or whatever that
You
show
look
is.
like her. I've never seen her face. I just imagine.
And somehow I know that that's an insult.
No, it's not.
Okay, so you got me a birthday present?
I did. Let's see if it works.
Okay.
So it's a file. I want to share my screen. We'll see what's happening here.
Oh, and you said I have to put on my headphones.
Yeah, please put on your headphones for this. I have a little treat. So I had all of my home videos turned into digital files, and I want to show you something I've been talking about for a long time. So
to be clear, your birthday present for
I'm-
me.
the present is my present from 2009. Can you hear it?
I can hear it. Now, cuties, can you hear it?
Oh, we turn it and then turn it on.
Okay.
I don't know if the cuties can. Is this the dirty dancing?
There's the dirty dancing. Cutie, can you hear it? I'm gonna cry.
I'm gonna cry who approved this?
Nobody.
The two of you just went rogue. And to be clear, this got you banned?
This was the last show that was ever done at the church.
No. She is right at crotch level.
That wasn't.
I know that
my
wasn't
choice.
planned.
Yeah. This is almost the best news of the night.
Not the back and forth.
No, yeah, absolutely. Oh
no.
I taught your daughter that dance.
I was just about to say I think you might be able to reprise this with Sapphire in a few years because there were some of us.
Sapphire pushes back too much, though. She'd say no.
Sapphire's not a yes man. Honestly, I think you needed more no men in your life.
I have full body chills.
You're not even leaving room for the Holy Ghost.
No, why would we? This is dirty dancing. Will Sam, please not. Get ready for the left. Badge in the face.
The people who are cheering are enablers.
Now here's the thing. That's the end of it. They closed the curtain before it was over. I've never talked. The other sister was in charge of the curtain. I've been pissed ever since. And that's that, cuties. There'll be more. Okay, Chelsea.
Wait, to be clear, when you okay,
That's your
so
gift.
happy birthday to me. So glad that we all got to celebrate that together. I'm glad that other people were here to experience that with me. I do believe that we might be eligible for some financial compensation after that. But to be clear, you kind of rushed over the fact that they closed the curtain too soon. Was that you in front of the curtain trying to keep it going?
No. That lift was planned because that happens in the movie. So
Right.
then we did the lift, and then we went back on stage to finish the dance. And my other sister was the curtain person, and she thought, oh, well, they went back on stage at the end of the dance, so she closed it.
But
And then
little
I've been
did
pissed
she
at
know.
her ever since. Yeah.
Little did she know. Now, someone's wanting to know is this,
Luigi, is that Mangione asking that? Luigi, first of all, is that how you pronounce your name? Second,
there's no G.
Gigi, Luigi G.
Louis. Oh, yeah, you're right. Phonetic.
Thank you. I have chills as well. But Luigi, that was a church performance.
You know what? And shame on me because we were setting up this Riverside. First of all, round of applause for us.
Yeah,
that
we did a great job.
this is technology. We really we're on the
Yeah.
up and up from our sideways Instagram Live. Now, God knows if it's streaming on Instagram Live, it does seem like it is exclusively YouTube comments here in the chat. So if it's streaming on Instagram and it seems like we're not picking any of yours, come on over to YouTube. But shame on me because this is a loosey-goosey show. We will be covering Ma because I did watch it for the first time last night, which was me watching Ma and then Donnie and Dr. Bald watching me watch Ma.
But
But
me and
Donnie-
Dr. Bald really bonded over it.
Yeah, well, Dr. Bald, it was another experience of him being like, well, fucking Donnie, like happy and sad because he's been trying to get me to watch Ma since it
So
came
much
out.
so the man owned it on Blu-ray.
We saw some deleted scenes, but back to my original point, shame on me because you did say, I'm going to surprise you with a treat. And then you had the headphones set up ready to go. And I should have known that it was going to be.
Well, here's the thing.
Something
As
like
you know, I did try to rent a DVD player, Pink Pop Box. As you know, I did try to rent a DVD player from Alamo Drafthouse to make content from my things. They didn't have it, so then I signed up for Legacy Box. Don't have a discount code, but Legacy Box is always doing promos. Go subscribe. And they turned my home videos into digital files. They said it could take 10 to 12 weeks, and that was around the start of April. They sent me the files today as I was in your home. I felt like it was fate.
It was Kismet. Kismet? Kismet.
Kismet.
Kismas.
Merry
Kismas, everybody.
Uh,
Well, should we jump in?
we should. Well, let's do Q&As first, right?
Okay.
A couple.
Yeah, we can start out with some. We'll start with the Patreon cuties. Did submit some questions. So if you're not a Patreon cutie, you snooze, you lose. Patreon.com/I'm the cute one. We'll start with some questions. We'll end with some questions, and then in between, get comfy in the live chat, talk amongst each other, ask us questions. You know, if you haven't been to one of our virtual live shows before, we are quite easy to get off topic. Not that we're ever really fully on.
I'm quite easy
topic.
to get off, I hear. What's the first question?
Okay. Let's see here. Picking willy-nilly. Let's start with Sam. Sam wants to know, this one's for Donnie. What is your least favorite character in Dreamlight Valley and your favorite?
Okay. My least favorite, well, it's tough to answer because it's not least favorite based on Disney Dreamlight Valley necessarily. It's not because they're making me do things or not do things, but yeah, I know how to spell it, Sam.
No, Kismet.
Yeah, I've said that, but I don't know how to say it.
I would assume the way it's pronounced. Kismet. Because I
Kismet.
was saying Kismis.
Oh, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I could have told
Just
you that.
yelling at Sam. Oh, and I believe that's from Instagram. Sam, are you from Instagram?
Well, no, it's the YouTube.
Oh.
It's the YouTube comment.
Okay, anyway, when you talk, don't look at the comments, and when I talk, don't look at the comments. The other person will control it.
Okay. Okay. So anyway, as I was saying, it's tough because there's no one in the game that is like oh, I hate you because of the game. So the people I hate are just Disney characters I hate. So like the Nightmare Before Christmas skeletons, I don't need them running around. Also, Daisy Duck is the C word in a derogatory way. I don't like her though, also in the game because she owns it. Okay, here's the thing. I didn't like it at first because I didn't know how to do it. So Daisy Duck owns a store that I didn't know how to do. But then Quinn started playing the game and he figured it out. So once he told me how to do, now Daisy Duck's my favorite thing because all you do is floor sets for the Gap, basically. Every day she tells you every day she tells you what to do and you have to design outfits and furniture.
Okay, so earlier today, my oldest daughter, who we refer to as Coco, was showing Donnie her Hello Kitty Island adventure game on her Nintendo Switch. And she was like, Donnie, you'll love it. Take a look at my house. Take a look at this quest. I love quests, whatever. And then he starts telling her about his quests. And she said, oh, it's chores. I think I like mine better.
But then I watched her play the game and it's literally the same exact thing. Hers is chores too.
But hers is like she's got to like collect a certain amount of things to create things.
That's what I do too. But
You-
the recycle bin I created was because I collected shells, tropical wood, and netting.
You're harvesting pumpkins, Donnie.
She's not rich enough to harvest pumpkins, but she was harvesting things today. She was putting apple pies all over the beach.
So the funniest thing is when she first got access to the Nintendo Switch, which was Dr. Bald's before it was hers, OG cuties that followed me during the pandemic might be familiar with Dr. Bald's, what's the original Adventure Island? Animal Crossing.
yeah.
Island, where he got really into, he spent a lot of time on Animal Crossing over the pandemic, and she inherited that island, and then he went back to it like a week later, and he was devastated by the absolute destruction that took place on that island. There were just things strewn all about, similar to the apple pies, but it was just, she basically had like taken his his inventory and just like thrown it all over the place.
Huh. Yeah, that's what she did with the apple pies. Also, I never answered my favorite character on Dreamlight Valley. It's the Dark Lord, I think his name is, and it's just me from the past, but with purple face and horns.
Let's go on to the next question. We have, especially now that we're doing this, cuties, we have tinkered around the idea of doing either a YouTube live or a streaming of some kind where Donnie plays Dreamlight Valley and like shares his screen and walks us through what he's doing so that I can see in real time the chores that he's doing for these Disney characters.
I think that's a great idea.
Let's see. Do you believe in ghosts? Sarah from Patreon wants to know, do you believe in ghosts? I didn't until I moved into my townhome. This place is definitely occupied by a spirit.
I'm open to the idea. I've never run into one, but I do. See, now you're going to make me think about it, and it's going to be just like the skeleton key. I've never really thought about it, and that's why they don't fuck with me.
I do believe in ghosts. I have had an experience. I've talked about it before, probably on Instagram. I've talked about it many times. You know, one thing about this podcast is we will repeat the same story upwards of 10 times before we even acknowledge it is. So go back to previous episodes. It's the drip drop of it all. But more horrifying, and I don't know if this counts as a ghost or a spirit, but my oldest daughter has been talking about the dream people since she was 2 years old. Since she could talk, she would talk about the people from her dreams who call her Lunchy. And it's scary. Every single time she says that their mouths open very big. They
I didn't
look
know
like,
one looked like you.
One
That's what I learned today.
it's like Coraline. One looks like me, and I open my mouth really wide, and I go, ooh, and I call her Lunchy in her dream. And it never gets easier to hear, but the thing is, it's like she goes enough time that I kind of forget about it, or I'm like, even if I think of the Lunchy situation, I'm like, well, I don't think she's having those dreams anymore. And then without fail, she'll just randomly be like, well, the dream people are back. They still call me Lunchy. And then I said like, oh, is that a nickname? Should I call you Lunchy? And she said they wouldn't like that. So.
And I told you if it was a scary movie, she would draw it, and you said she already did, and she's an incredible artist. But you said, say what you said, it's chilling.
Yeah, so she's a very, very talented artist, very detailed. She can draw, like, she pictures it in her head and just whips it out.
Yeah, and not the way like other parents say, "Oh, my kid's good at this," and then they're just not. You think it is because you're the parent, but it's just not. I'm a third party here, and she really is. Like I asked Chelsea, like, "What is that from? Like this dragon she draws, or this dog she draws, or this whatever she draws. What's that from?" And Chelsea said, "No, that's just how she draws it. But like the eyebrows are expressive. I know if that dragon is angry, scared, sad." Happy, all from facial expressions.
Yeah, she's gotten really into Calvin and Hobbes and she's like into that aesthetic right now. So she's a great artist. But when she draws these dream people, they are basically scribbles, like out of focus scribbles, and that's how she draws it, which again doesn't help the situation. So in conclusion, I guess I do believe in something because I'm not gonna fuck. What? I'm not. I always pause in the wrong place. I'm not gonna fuck with the dream people.
Okay.
So that can get real weird. All right, let's do one more question and answer, and then we're gonna jump into Ma. But keep in the live stream chat. Keep going.
Well, I think there is a Ma question.
Oh, okay. Let me take a look here. This one.
Or this one.
Well, why don't you ask it?
What do you think the plot for Ma 2 is going to be? Huh. I have no godly clue. I don't know, number one, in terms of tone, I don't know how we can recreate what we had already. Number two, spoiler alert, the bitch died in a fire at the end. So I don't really know.
Not with that alternate ending.
Oh, we did
saw.
learn. We did have Blu-ray access and saw an alternate ending. But yeah, I just don't know how we're gonna do it, number one. But then number two, the tone. So with all that said, I would like Ma's daughter to now have a daughter of her own. We can do a time jump. Thank you. We can do a time jump. And Ma's daughter has a daughter, and maybe she goes to therapy, maybe she goes to whatever, or she just starts hanging out at this older lady's house. And then her mom, Ma's daughter, is like, no, 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 we're going to end that. And when she goes to the house or goes to the new therapist or goes to whoever's hanging out with the daughter so much, it's her mother herself, Ma.
Mama.
Grandmama, yeah.
Grandmama. Yeah, I think that I either want Ma to be like, I don't know, some type of, I either want Ma to be the one that's luring the grandchild, or it's like Ma, because the thing about Ma is like you know why she's doing the things
Right,
she's doing.
right.
And yes, are the things she's doing wrong? Certainly. But there is a purpose to it, and she in her heart does believe that she's following like her own moral code and compass. And so I would love to see her like be the one to recognize that somebody's like luring the granddaughter, and then she comes in and like starts killing the creeps
Okay. Okay.
because it's like her.
That makes sense. Like a
Descendant.
Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but we shall see. Oh. Okay, now we're just reading
Great.
online.
So Chelsea, what did you expect from Ma, and what were your first, and what was your impression of Ma?
Okay, I loved it.
Okay, good.
I did love
Good
it.
answer.
It was gross, but you warned me that really it's like the last 10 minutes
Oh, yeah.
were gross. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know what I thought it was about. I really didn't know anything except for the haircut and don't make me drink alone. So I was shocked when that first scene happened and she bought them beer, and then things escalated quite quickly from there. I don't know. I loved the tone of it. I love that it's campy, and we were talking about this earlier, but I love a horror movie that still makes you laugh, because I think that that's like an important part of recognizing when something's like actually super scary, is I think that there is that impulse to like, you need to like laugh so you don't cry type of thing. But it was so campy, but it was dark. Like there were really serious things that were happening, but it made me laugh.
No, I agree. And I think because I always think about the "don't make me drink alone" part and the other campy parts, I forget, like I forgot, again, spoiler alert, I forgot that the daughter was whatever, what's that called? By proxy. Yolanda Hadid did.
Oh, Munchausen's by
Yeah.
proxy.
I forgot that that is what Ma is doing to the daughter this whole movie. When I think about Ma, I just think, oh, this woman with a daughter in a wheelchair does this, 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 and this. She's in the wheelchair because
She's
you make her.
Yeah, she's getting stabbed by that puppy.
Tranquilizer.
Yeah.
That'll
Which,
do it to you.
What are they doing to those poor dogs?
Like if you have to cut their balls off and stuff, you don't want them awake for that.
No, I know, but now she's replacing those vials, so now they're getting their balls chopped off and they're feeling everything.
Oh.
You know?
You think it's just water in there?
Like what I used to do with my parents' liquor.
Oh yeah, I did it to Everclear once, and then I was afraid it would freeze because that's what they said. If you put water in Everclear, it'll freeze. So then every day I would just shake it.
Did your parents have Everclear?
I don't know who's on this live right now, but my college roommates did. Um,
All of a sudden, that's dangerous because then they, in their mind, are probably like, wow, I can have like 18 shots of
Oh.
Everclear when they're making that jungle juice. But
but I just knew I needed 1 shot a day of it, and then and you know what? That's why I'm drinking non-alcoholic beer now. Athletic, sponsor me.
tell how many days?
76. Trombones. You know that song? It's not a Desperate Housewives title, but it goes like this: 76 trombones in the big parade. You do know it.
Yeah, I
Wow.
do know it, I think. Pulling up my notes because I was tapping a few things. Now, it is written. My notes app is really a riddle sometimes, even to me. Okay, this was a question I wanted posed. So I'm going to just read what my note says and then I'll translate for the cuties. They know her. Hey, Sue Ann, is it worse, money off top or do for free? Now, this was when she first bought them the liquor and beer at the at the beer store. She did return the money and she's like, I'm not a drug dealer or whatever. What do you think is worse, to take money from the top or literally to do it for free for the kids? Like doing it out of the goodness of your heart, of like, we know that she's not necessarily doing it for the right reasons anyway, to quote girls on The Bachelor, but
I think it's worse. Well, if you do it all the time and you do it for free, that's worse. If you do it once for free, then it's all like, "Ugh, I wish someone would have done this for me. Here you go, kids. Like, this is my good deed. You're not going to get into any trouble."
yeah. And then if they come back to you, you're like, listen,
Yeah.
I did it once.
That's going to cost you $50, honey.
Yeah. Well, this is a business plan now. First one's for free, like any drug dealer.
Yeah.
First one's on me, but I guess they still are paying for it. But this was where I do forget that you were a square growing up because Dr. Bald and I had a very similar experience watching this movie where I said, like, as soon as we were introduced to Ma's basement, I was like, oh, I would have immediately been all in on this place. Like, I would have walked in there and been like, we're going to party here Thursday to Sunday every single week. And then Dr. Bald was like, I have partied in places like this, like frequently, just the sketchy. Because also he grew up in a beach town, and I do feel like there's
Euphoria,
a weird,
famously.
yeah, very famously he watched Euphoria and said he felt nostalgic for his past. But I think beach town, there's like surfer bro culture where like 30-year-olds are just hanging out with like 16-year-olds, you know, like in the water, and then I don't know. So, but that wasn't your high school experience.
It wasn't. My college experience wasn't really like that either, but there were, I think I could have been talked into going to things like that in college, like around the 20-year mark. That's when I started drinking. I think I could be talked into going to things like that, and I would be uncomfortable, but for the right friends or boy or whatever, I could be there.
Okay. But you wouldn't have felt
Like, this was this bitch's first day of school, and she met these people and went. I would have never done that. But, like, if that boy was someone I liked for years and years and years, and then he finally gave me attention and wanted me to go, then I would.
okay. Oh, Anne is here.
Hi, Anne.
Hi, Anne. She said, my late husband was handed 2 bottles in his college dorm. One was Everclear, one was supposed to be Sunny D, but it was 50-50. He was still drunk the next morning. Well, a good thing he was still drunk the next morning and not, you know.
Yeah, because 50% of Everclear is tough.
I mean, Everclear, I can like still feel, like I'm positive that my internal organs are still probably coated in whatever jungle juice was made.
One time there was a jungle juice of fruit punch Sprite, Everclear, and like Robitussin.
You were robo tripping?
Yeah.
Look at
It
this.
was at a frat party, so I wanted to be roofied.
We just saw a video of Donnie's high school experience. Yeah,
No.
dirty dancing with his younger sister.
I was a college graduate at that point. But listen, any video I've ever talked about, including like possible dances with canes as props, they are all on digital file. That one I couldn't open the show. That was too much to put on a YouTube live. It might be available on Patreon at some point.
Now, also in my notes, I've written down Funky Town.
I did get cursed out during this part.
As soon as that song came on, I had a visceral reaction because I had that song stuck in my head for about 7 years. I had that song stuck in my head.
What did it to you?
I don't know, but from 2007 to 2014, on a loop in my head.
Did you ever see the episode of Doug when it played?
Maybe. I don't know if I was watching Doug.
Well,
as a
let me
senior
tell
in
you,
high school.
when it happened, Doug, there was like, I don't know, I think it was like the bad part of town, whatever. Maybe it was an amusement park. I don't know. But in my head, it was like purple and black coloring, supposed to be neon lights. And then when Doug drove up, there it was. Won't you take me to Funky Town?
Yeah, I don't know.
Cuties, let me know in the chat if you are familiar.
I believe you. I don't know what was the start of it, but I've told you I don't have thoughts in my head. I can't see faces. So for an entire chunk of time in my life, anytime I was met with silence in my head, it was dun, 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 dun. So as soon as Ma started dancing to it, I woke up this morning singing it. So God help me, I'll see you in 2032 or whatever.
Two things. Doug was a very musical show. Banging on a trash can. He played that also. Also, you know that song.
Oh, Amy said, or the Towley episode of South Park. That is more likely.
That just made me itch just hearing in the title.
Idaho. Oh no, that's Mr. Hanky.
Mr.
The
Hanky.
Christmas
That's the
Bill.
only episode I've ever seen.
My family and I watch it every Christmas. It's our
Disgusting.
tradition.
Um,
Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo. He comes from you.
Also, Doug's musical and Chelsea's lack of stuff in here. What do you call that? Thoughts. No.
No, I have thoughts, just words. I don't have an internal monologue.
Yeah, so like when I have ADHD and anxiety and stuff, it's like it sounds like a loud cafeteria and I just need them to shut up. So I sent you that thing. There's like this thing that comes up in my Instagram algorithm. And when it does, it's like a high pitch beep like that. Like someone like I just flatlined. Excuse me. Didn't flatline, just burp. Just kidding. That's the nurse. He just had gas. But when it's that high pitched thing, it sounds like it sounds like some pretty girl in the cafeteria is like, everybody shut up, and then it just gets quiet. But then I sent it to you. It said it sounds like a dog whistle, and I said, well,
It's
maybe the bitch is listening.
Yeah, I did not have the same experience. So I think that if you have an internal monologue or you have anxiety, maybe this is helpful. For me, it made me want to rip out my eardrums and like crunch them up in my hand. I hated it. Oh, it was horrible.
Yikes. Anyway,
Anyway,
what other notes you got?
let's see. Also, cuties, feel free to drop your own comments or questions about Ma. Well, we did say it touched on dark things, and I
Yeah.
wrote good representation of Roofy. But here's the thing. I do have that like pattern recognition thing. Like, I think that I imagine that if we saw a movie together for the first time, you would hate watching it with me if I'm trying to guess. But because the movies that we've seen together, mostly it's you watching me watch the movie. You've already seen it. But I do like to guess out loud what I think is happening. And for the most part, everything I said did happen.
Almost immediately.
Almost immediately, which to me is a sign of like a good movie because I'm noticing what should have happened in real life, but it does happen in Ma because I think that mom is such a good mom.
Oh, she is.
And I had
The other sister, if you don't know who she is,
Yes.
Juliette Lewis.
Yeah, and I had said like as soon as the girl came home from that experience, had told her boyfriend, like, we're not going to Ma's anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, she at this point, like, they have enough trust among them that she would say, like, Mom, listen, I have to, like, tell you what's been going
Yeah.
on. And, like, almost immediately she did. So, no Lorelai Gilmore here.
No.
A good mom.
Now, the Tony-winning director of Oh Mary did say that you should never let the audience guess what happens before it happens. So I don't know if that makes Ma a good movie or a bad one.
Well, I like it because I like to be right.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to say, oh,
Now,
I'm
when you do
psychic.
that, do you ever want? Do you want answers, or you just want to say it out loud?
No, I just want to say it out loud so everybody knows how
Because you
smart I
form
am.
it like a question. You say like, "Oh, is she going to tell her mom?" Or, "Oh, is Ma doing this because of that?" So then I feel like I should answer. So then every time I just say, "You'll have to wait and see." But like, am I allowed to just not say anything?
Did you notice Dr. Bald saying anything?
No, but I have notes about
You have notes
this divorce person has some notes about your marriage.
Oh.
No, not really, but like just because someone's spouse doesn't say anything doesn't mean I think it's the right thing to do.
Oh, okay. Well, in this case, usually you can follow his lead.
Okay.
Because if it wasn't the right thing to do,
You
I
would be upset.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I'd be like, excuse me.
Yeah, but I don't know
like
what
you-
goes behind closed doors. Maybe as soon as I went to bed, then you two fought for 2 hours about it.
No, I think everything's pretty out in the open. You did hear my response to his chewing.
Uh-huh.
The chewing.
Wait, is
Cutest-
my chewing really not bad?
I
It
think
is.
everybody's baseline is chewing. My ears can't handle it. Much like that dog whistle, I cannot handle chewing. Everyone on this planet chews too loud. But I do understand that I am a human living in this world and I need to adjust to the fact that people have teeth and they chew. But there is something about the volume and intensity in which Dr. Bald chews that if I end up on an episode of Snapped, I want this video pulled for the documentary and let me say directly to camera, he deserved it. So, in conclusion, no, I'm not, but I'm phrasing it as a question because I don't want to be pompous
Okay.
and say, like, well, she's got to tell her mom. She's going to tell her mom. I like to say, like, well, in real life, she would absolutely, like, isn't she going to tell her mom?
Okay.
Because then when it happens, I can go like this.
Okay, I see.
Oh, that's a nice thing to say.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Dandelion.
But I think that would be a good response maybe if we're both watching the movie for the first time. Let's watch and find out together.
No,
shall
if
we?
you were asking questions and it was our first time together, I would say shut the fuck up.
But you know what?
Like the beginning of Scream 4, stab you in the gut. Shut the fuck up and watch the movie.
But I actually think that if you hadn't seen the movie, I would change my tactic and I would make declarative statements because oh my god, and I am just turning into my mother. I'm 36 and each day I grow closer to just fully becoming her. But the thing that drives me crazy is that like I will watch a movie with my mom. We both know we've never seen this movie. It may have just come out and she'll be like, "Who's that? What are they doing? Who is that?" And I'm like, I've seen the same 12 seconds as you.
My dad's a movie guesser, but he guesses a lot of things, and some of them are usually right. But famously, I'm stupid, or at least dumb. So, like, normally things like twists in slasher movies or whatever, twists in thrillers, don't even pop into my head like that. So then when he announces it, then I'm pissed because you ruined it. Now, you did have 7 guesses that were wrong, but you also had 2 that were right. And those 2 that were right wouldn't have been in my head.
I see. So you like to be shocked.
Yeah, I love to be shot.
See,
You ever heard of that one?
yeah, 2 in the pink, 1 in the
No, I don't have a pink, famously. Click up there one more time, see if anyone's up from Instagram yet. Well, that's not working. But hello to everyone on YouTube.
Hello. Well, I can log on really quick and see what's happening on.
Okay.
You just talk to the people.
Don't make me drink alone. Did I ever talk about the mock contest? I will if I didn't.
You have many times. Oh yeah, I'm just fully not live on Instagram.
Huh, how weird. Well,
Well.
great. So I already talked about the mock contest. Oh, microfialgia. Say I'm sad to share that. Oh no, musphonia. What is microfialgia?
Isn't that when your nerves hurt?
Yeah.
No, that's, I don't know. It's not this, but
No, Miss Phonia. That's that's my drag name.
Miss
Ladies and gentlemen.
Phonia. Then you just come out and
Yeah, Miss Phonia.
no, you just come out and eat popcorn really loud.
Yeah, that's good. On the phone though. But the phone's on speakerphone over the speakers.
Ugh. I hate that. But you make one. What?
Make
Okay.
one what?
I don't know.
Microfialgia?
What is that?
Google
You
it.
might be entitled to
Financial compensation.
fibromyalgia.
Well, what's microfialgia?
Micro.
Kitties, you're not putting it in the comments fast enough.
Fialgia.
Someone has to know what microfialgia is.
Microfialgia.
Spinach. It's spinach?
Based on, you know what? Fuck AI. Based on the provided search results, it seems there might be a typo in your request.
Oh, it might not be a real word then.
Oh no, fibromyalgia. Yeah, they're saying
Oh,
that.
you were right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Back to Ma.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Oh, well, you have given some, like you said that you got flown out to LA, but you didn't go to the
Premiere.
red carpet. But tell us now about the escape room
Oh.
now that we have the context, because Donnie was really. I can't believe that number one, you did this escape room. Number two, you did this escape room not having not having seen the movie.
That's the craziest part.
Yeah, because like the references are clearly from the movie.
Yeah. So I kept saying escape room. I meant haunted house. But anyway, you go.
Wait. So you didn't escape anything.
No.
Okay, because even last night when you were pulling up things, you were like, and here's this person in the bed at this escape room. You never said it was a haunted house last night even. So then
know.
I was like, what did you have to do? Like drain that man of dog's blood to get out?
No. It was just a haunted house. But here's how it worked. So I thought I was going for the premiere. I wasn't. I was invited to some influencer at an event at a house that looked like Ma's. So when you were at the influencer event, like the Black Power Ranger was there just hanging out with me. Great. But so was like, I don't know, Chrissy Teigen was probably there. She wasn't, but like those kinds. So then you could get food at the food truck. You could go in and dance to the DJ. You could go get free alcohol, whatever. But then there were also like 10 hired actors supposed to be like kids at Ma's party. And they would like come up to you and like they had agendas through, they were like doing a murder mystery kind of. So like they would
Okay.
come up to you, but there was no mystery to solve. They were just in character. Like, did you hear what that bitch Amy said? And then like later Amy would come and tell you a secret. So like that kind of stuff. 10
Okay.
just random people at this party. I should have went in a Letterman jacket and pretended to be one, but I didn't know this was going to happen. Then as that was happening, some of them would be like, yo, did you check out the party in Ma's basement? Yo, did you check out the party in the basement? And I just thought that was part of the act. You know, tied in with the movie, it's cute. And then this regular girl came up to me and said, like, the basement is crazy. And I was like, are you a hired actress? And she's like, no, the basement really is crazy. You have to go wait in line. So then I waited in line, and then the line was so long, there was like a, you know, Dorothy Gale door to go to the basement. Storm door, I think they're called. When I tried to get in that line, this lady that worked there was like, sorry, the line's too long. I don't think you'll make it. And I was like, I was flown out for this. Do you know who I am? I'm the Twitter contest winner, please. So she's like, oh, get to the front of the line, get to the front of the line. So then you go down, and I'll put the video on Patreon. I took a video of the whole haunted house experience. It's just like Ma. Like, there is a man tied to the bed after he had his wiener cut off. There is like this black lady looking in the mirror, cutting up pictures and putting her face on stuff. Like, you just walk through these rooms. There's someone with an iron on his stomach.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's worse, a haunted house or I guess an escape room would be worse because then you can't leave until you solve the
True.
puzzle.
Well, what makes it really bad is like the movie has a plot, but like in terms of the scary stuff, it doesn't. Like, it's just like 10 minutes of torture at the end with like the thing and the white face paint and the lip sewn, but like that is the
Way
whole
different stakes.
Yes. Oh, we'll get
For
into
the-
that for
yeah.
a second. But like the whole end of the movie then was spoiled for me in the escape room because I know
Oh,
someone
'cause
got
you
burned
knew-
with an iron.
yeah.
I know someone got his dick chopped off. I know someone got her lips sewn. So then, like when I was watching the movie and none of that happened, I was like, oh, I guess that's the end. It's
I
my
saw
life.
him gasp at that comment.
It's my life mission. I've never been. I wanted to be semi-famous so I could go on the Ellen Show and do it, but I guess I could just wear a GoPro on my own head.
Well, it turns out that being on the Ellen Show was its own house of horrors.
Turns
Don't make eye
out,
contact, allegedly.
I want to do it so bad. That's number one. And then back to different levels of
Yeah.
intensity in Ma.
It reminds me of that one Netflix or whatever adjacent reality show where they weren't allowed to fuck. Too Hot to Handle. Where it didn't have any, like, there were some people that were, like, in relationships by the end, sleeping in the same bed, and they weren't allowed to fuck. And then there were some people that never matched with anyone. They just stayed on the island, and they still got to collect the money at the end. And, like, that's a different level of stakes.
Yeah, but it could have been because they're uglier than the rest of the people or like weirdos, but it also could be because they wanted the money so bad they didn't let themselves fall into temptation. So if I know that
I
I'm going to
see.
get into bed and finger a butthole no matter who I'm with, then
Sure.
I'm just not going to get into bed with someone. But if I know like maybe I can fall in love without sticking a pinky in there, then I'll try to fall in love, you know?
I guess. Yeah, so some people are like, I cannot be trusted.
Yeah.
Abstinence only education.
Yeah, where Harry Jorsey or whatever his name is,
Mm-hmm.
he kept getting in relationships throughout and then like would have sex and be like, oh, sorry guys, we lost $1,000.
Sorry, like that was my favorite trope that ended up happening is like every morning at breakfast it was like him and was it Francesca?
Yeah.
They would like come, it would be like all of the people sitting around being like, God damn it, like we have 3 more days, please, everyone just keep your hands off of
Yeah.
people's genitals. And they'd come to, they would come to brunch and be like, sorry, womp 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 womp.
Did the show force you to sleep in bed with other people at all?
No, that's the thing.
Because if I was another girl in the house, I would just say like, no, we are roommates tonight. You're not sleeping with somebody else. Like you will sleep in a
Yes.
bed with me and that it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like, I do think that Francesca is bisexual.
Oh God.
They exist.
Finger in the butthole again.
No, but I think at that point, at what point do you say, and here is the bathtub that you're going to be sleeping in,
Right.
Stephanie Tanner style? or
Yeah, and we'll
whatever.
put bubbles in there, so if you do touch yourself,
No,
the
they
camera
couldn't.
won't know. The camera won't know. It's a
Oh,
bubble
just
bath.
bubbles. Oh, the chainsaw. Oh, no. This is in reference to people chasing you with a chainsaw. I don't love that.
No.
I'm sorry.
Mm.
Peng, little girl.
Little girl. That's
Miriam Cosby.
uh-huh.
That I do miss. I hope that, and I do think I realized why we're not live on Instagram. I think I was supposed to keep that tab up of Instagram,
Oh.
and I closed out.
uh-huh.
But I do miss. Thank you everybody who has showed up to, and we're not done yet. I don't know why I'm acting like we're closing the show, but everybody that came to YouTube and is commenting. But I do miss seeing those familiar
Yeah.
handles, like
We'll figure it out.
like that one lady who was just Miriam Cosby.
Yeah. Was she the same one that was mean to us at first?
Yeah, but then we won her over.
Yeah.
Which is that is our personal brand. People think we're annoying and then they realize, wait, they're really annoying and
Yeah.
I kind of like them.
We went to a maybe a little sticky too, a stinky hippie festival today.
We
And
did.
we found a cutie in the wild. Our first time being spotted together.
Yeah, it was very exciting.
Yeah. Thank you.
And it was in front of my dad. He was so proud. He's like, send me that picture to show to your mom.
And then I was like, can you text my dad and tell him you're proud of us?
But yeah, we had a busy day, and we're probably going to talk about it more either on TGIF or on Patreon at some point. But we saw our first play together. And then I took him to All Good Festival, and we watched Lawrence. We only stayed for that one set, but Donnie did get the lay of the land. He got to take a whiff.
And
I
I'll
still
say,
have my glitter on. I got glittered by someone.
I'll say dabbling in Chelsea's world for the day was easier than her dabbling in mine. That's where we'll end it for now.
Yeah, the play we saw was interesting.
It led to a conversation about the difference between freaks and losers.
And then I am proud of us. It did take almost 45 minutes of us talking about this production before we said we should just have been in it. But I think you had a nice time at that hippie fest.
I
What,
did.
tell the cuties what you compared it to.
Creation Festival, famously the church festival that I always used to go to in middle school. But I said it was like if Creation Festival was for sinners. Yeah, not the vampires, just real sinners.
But Sinners episode is coming soon.
Mhm. That's me as Pearline. Did you know?
Okay, so more of that. It will be available this week on
Finally.
the Patreon. Yeah. Okay, the last thing that I have, and then we can kind of, cuties, be commenting in the chat, and then we can chat more about Ma or about other things. But I do find it a strange choice to send videos to the group. I feel like in this day and age, and maybe this was 2019, but like a voice note could have done the trick. Now,
That's not as unhinged. We needed the video.
yeah, we wouldn't have gotten the close up of. But it was wild because it's literally like that exact energy does exist today, and it's just estranged parent TikTok.
You brought that up a lot, but I don't know what that is.
Well, it is a very strange algorithm that I've found myself in on TikTok, where it is the parents of the children who have gone no contact. Like they don't talk to their parents anymore. They have like set the boundary where they're no contact. And now these parents are taking to social media to like basically prove the fucking point of their children of why they should have gone no contact to begin with. But they literally like the whole premise of the videos is them being like, we brought you into this world and you are somebody that like you should deserve to talk to me no matter what.
Wait, let's pause this. Where? I don't know what this is in reference to, but I had a giant. I had a giant.
Happy birthday to me, cuties.
I don't know where. I don't know.
I started rambling because I could feel the focus pull from me, and then I was trying to keep my train of thought going. Basically, Funky Town was playing as I saw you start to read this chat.
As soon as I saw the word cheesecake in capital letters, my eyes went to it. I don't know what this is in reference to, but we didn't have Cheesecake Factory this weekend. I did have a giant crab pretzel yesterday with cheese. That was good.
Delicious.
Yeah. Continue though, parents.
Basically, it's just TikToks of parents who are clearly assholes being like, I don't know why my child doesn't talk to me. And it's like, well, exhibit A. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna maw you.
Don't
Well,
make
here, we'll
me
do this
dabble in
one.
Donnie something alone.
I will link my sunglasses. They are from ASOS.com, as is most of my clothing. Did we get clarity of where the Cheesecake Factory was?
No, little penguin girl. If you wait, what's your name again? Pen girl, Pen Badgley girl. Let us know.
It's Penn Badgley, actually.
I would die. Pen Bad she.
Let's move into some listener questions. So comment here. What's the story of the heart sunglasses? It started out like when I started going live from my basement during the pandemic. It was kind of like a disguise, which was kind of stupid. And then you can see me anyway. But now at this point, they're kind of like a security blanket, and they do hide the fact that I'm rolling my eyes at Donnie most of the time.
This is for you, Jordan.
God.
Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. This is for me.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's Anne. Penn Badgley girl.
Yeah, but I want to know how to pronounce the username, Anne.
Pengley girl.
Okay.
Okay.
I hate that. On me. You're beautiful.
Let's-
No, someone submitted to me the other day. They said, if you were a character in the Moss Cinematic Universe, what kind of character would you be? I know I'm 39 years old, but I would want to be one of the teenagers. And with that said, there were no little gay boys running around. There was that gay man, obviously, that worked with the mom. But
Oh, and what a great coworker. It changes my thoughts about not really wanting to
Mm.
mingle after work.
See?
Because what happens when you need access to a vehicle?
That would
to
be me. Not a
save
vehicle,
your-
but I would like give you $250 for a train. Go save your daughter, honey. But I would want to be a little gay boy in the circle, or maybe not invited to the circle, like that girl with big gums. And then like Ma would show that she's an ally by letting me escape. She's like, go live your F word life.
Yeah, like how she killed that blonde lady in solidarity with the mom until
Yeah.
she turned on the mom. Yeah, I would argue that that girl had less of big gums and more of no chin.
It's
As
it's a
someone with big gums,
slippery slope.
as someone with big gums, I recognize my kind, and I think she's of a different group.
Do you want me to read a question from this?
Well, I just am handing you that because you're better at multitasking while you talk.
Oh, okay. Unless I'm
and
trying
then,
to read that.
well, I'll do this and you do that. So we.
But don't skip ones that I would like, though.
No, I don't.
You were not going to show that Cheesecake Factory one or the one about dangling in my butthole.
Well, I was talking. I was in the middle of the
you're
story.
gonna wait. Okay.
Yeah, but we're getting this figured out. I'm very proud of us for figuring out this YouTube situation. Let's see. Oh, okay. We've got more lore about Pengli. Was the name of my late husband's childhood stuffed penguin.
I knew it was penguin related, Anne.
His email was Pengli Boy. I was that girl, circa 2003. I love that. Oh, when is Donnie going to move into the basement and be a part-time nanny? The sitcom writes itself. It sure does.
Cameron, it does.
It sure does, especially after some of the make-believe games you were playing with my girls this weekend.
What do you mean? Can we tell the story?
Okay, I don't know. YouTube's very strict, so
We won't use the word.
we will. What will we say? Boom, boom. No, that makes it worse.
We'll call it an iPhone, but it's this, okay? Yeah. It's a 3-letter word that rhymes with fun. But okay.
Oh, we should just say fun.
Oh, fun. Yeah, fun. So, and I want live reactions throughout. Okay.
Okay.
You can read them. Cut me off. Okay, so
When we do this from 2 separate computers, we'll make me in charge of the comments, and I promise
You-
Scout's honor to pin. But as you're telling stories,
I don't think I'll have access to them though, because you'll be the one like the headliner.
Oh, right. Okay.
So you really will. Okay. Anyway, so bad
Oh.
dad. Who called me the bad word?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that should be this. Okay. Anyway, fine. Okay. So I was playing. I don't even know what we were playing. College, I guess, but like Wizard College. I don't know. Anyway, we were playing with Coco and Sapphire, and Coco then found one of the Barbie's crutches and decided, no, I'm not a college student anymore. I'm an old woman. So then she said,
This is, mind you, I pick Donnie up from the train station. We get back to my house. Like, I pick him up with my daughters. We get back to the house, and I go, okay, I'm going to go take a shower. And I leave him with them. Like, so part-time nanny. He's already had his boots on the ground job interview experience.
So at first we were just playing regular college. Like they made me sleep on the floor as their roommate, and those two shared the bed. We talked about going to a birthday party that one wasn't able to attend because my furniture was too big. Things like that. Then we decided we were gonna take a road trip, and then Coco said, no, I'm an old lady. So then she hit me with the crutch for the Barbie and said, get off my lawn. You parked on my lawn. So I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like it went over the curb. Sapphire was talking to me as we were parking and I was whatever. And then Sapphire was like, I wasn't in the car. And I was like, oh, okay. So let me tell you something about Sapphire when you play with her. She's never in trouble. She always has the most power if we're any kind of magical beings. And she's never the bad guy in any way.
She also, she follows none of the rules of improv. She will know, she is the queen of no but. You will say, we're on a boat. And she'll say, actually, let's say that we were on a train. And you're not a witch, you're a rock. And you can't talk. And I'm more powerful than you.
No, I found a loophole to that. And that's when I told the people at my party I was a pathological liar. So I would say the things, I would say what she told me to say and then say, I'm so sorry, I lie a lot. So then I would correct that and say, like, I did say it, but I'm not. So anyway, we parked the car. I pulled up on Coco's lawn. Coco was hitting me with a cane. Then Sapphire said, no, I wasn't in the car. I'm not even his friend. He parked on the lawn by myself. So then I was like, oh my God. So then I put Coco's No, I put Sapphire's arms behind her back, and I told the old woman, I said, let's throw her off a cliff. So then that's when Chelsea came in.
Yes,
and
Sapphire is just turned 6 and Coco is 7.
So this is where it gets really crazy. If that wasn't crazy yet, Chelsea comes in and is watching us play. And then Sapphire runs up to Chelsea and she has alibis already. Sapphire says, Mom, he
So she started by saying, he's not playing nice. He's not playing nice. He's playing violent. And I said, oh no, what happened? And she proceeds to say,
she said he tried to do what a fun does to me, but she tried to do what rhymes with that word? Boots. He tried to boot me with a fun, but by accident it missed and booted Coco instead.
He tried to, and she made the motion, boot me in the head with a gun.
Fun.
Oh. All the effort with a fun. And I knew immediately, like, I know
Yeah.
I know that wouldn't be. But also, the crazy thing is, in our house, like, we don't have many rules. The other day, Coco at the bus stop tried to say, like, I live in such a strict house. And I was like, oh, baby girl, I dare you to go home with any of these people. Like, we show up feral in the morning. Like, parents giggled when she said that. And they don't know anything about what happens behind the closed doors, but they sure see what happens at the bus stop. She's like, oh, I grew up in such a strict house. So we don't have that many rules. You can't say stupid. And no weapons. Like, we don't have squirt guns. We don't have Nerf funds.
Yeah. Well,
Those are like basically the only rules in the house. So the wild thing is not only for Sapphire to completely lie, boldface lie, to get you in trouble, but like she went for
what would get me in
what
the
would
most
get
trouble.
you in the like all she had to say also is that you called her stupid, which is like a slur in our house.
So then, but Coco had left the room for whatever reason.
Yes.
So she wasn't in the room for any of this tattling on me. So then when Coco came
She
back
heard
in
the
room,
yelling of Donnie being like, no,
Yeah.
and Sapphire being like, yes. She came in and then
And then I said, Coco, tell your mother what happened. And she said, what do you mean? And I said, at the end of playing, after the car went on the lawn, what happened? So then Sapphire was trying to say it, and I put my hands over her lips. I was like, do not say it, do not say it. And she's like, no. And I was like, do not say it. Coco, tell me what happened, scene by scene, what happened at the end of that game. And they were trying to, like...
I think that honestly, like, had Donnie not been, like, they were kind of shaking around and stuff, I do think they would have gotten there. Because, like, Coco, like, was, like, squinting her eyes and, like, was trying to, like, telepathically know. And she did end up joining with her and said, like, whatever she said, yep, that's what happened. Which I was like, thank you, girls, for being on the same team. We cannot just boldface lie like that. Yes. So Sapphire is the one that is Donnie's biological daughter. And somebody said that's very eldest energy. Yeah, my girls do not have the typical, like, big sister, little sister dynamic. They're very close in age. And also because of my oldest has neurodivergent stuff, they have different strengths, and so they really do bond together to just enable the behavior of each other, which I'm like, part of me is like, I'm glad they're on the same team, but what is this?
That's what happened.
What does that mean?
Like a movie. An Angelina Jolie movie, but they couldn't write that word.
I see. I understand.
So that's that. How'd we get there?
Make believe. Oh, you living in the basement. When are you gonna live in the basement?
Well, after that, never.
Oh, we had clarification about the Cheesecake Factory. People wanted to know, did we go on the boat? Did we go to the Cheesecake Factory?
Neither.
Yeah. So we had big plans. I was expecting to come on this live a little more tan than I am. But the weather has been, I cannot believe it's the middle of June. You know, global warming ain't real after all. Because it was about 60 degrees on the mainland and drizzling today, which would have meant like 50 degrees out on the boat. And we said, it wasn't the day I was picturing of like us in our bathing suits.
And I knew at that point we were going to the Stinky Hippie Festival. So I didn't want to be possibly in rain for that and on the boat.
Yeah, because my dad was going both days too, all good. And
Oh, that's what it's called.
today is Father's Day, which I kind of dropped the ball on. And Dr. Bald's present was that he got to be left the fuck alone. But then, yeah, my dad did like make several texts went out that let me know that he would really like if we came.
Yeah, and
And
I had a
think we
wonderful
had a great
time. Besides that pit smell once.
Once. Let's see. Other questions?
Do you have another story about your daughters you'd like to tell without me here? I have to pee.
Oh. Great.
And I don't have my green Nalgene bottle.
Well, I think that we can all thank you. Could you imagine if this man brought out his Nalgene bottle and started pissing next to me? How's this going? I feel like our first YouTube live. Now, God knows if it saves or where this goes after we're done recording. But oh, I know. I really do want him to move to my basement. Number one, just for content alone. But also, there is something, I understand why big podcasts like have the recording studio and get to be like in person, because it is just different than recording over a Zoom. Yay. Hello, everyone. All right, so let's answer some more questions. Okay, we will talk about the natural redheads in a moment, but we have to wait for Donnie to come back for this. All right, on the Patreon, A wants to know, what are Chelsea's tips for managing her sanity and time while having 3 jobs, being a mom, having a podcast, and having another non-podcast job? If you guys think that I am managing my sanity, you're sorely mistaken. I don't know what show you're watching. But I do think that having ADHD helps. It is both a curse and a superpower. I have the ability to focus on everything and yet nothing at all. So I am, like, one of the questions when you get diagnosed for ADHD is like, do you feel like you are on a motor? Like you're just going, going, going. And I naturally am always doing shit. But I think that my tip is, I do feel like this podcast in particular is less of a job and more of like self-care and more of like a creative outlet for me. And I think that that's the most important thing for me, is to have a creative outlet where I get to like have something that's just me. They asked, how do I
I saw them submit that question, and I have a lot of jobs too.
Famously, he loves to collect another job.
But I have the same answer. This doesn't feel like a job.
No, and even on the days that I wake up and I don't want to record, I know that I'm going to feel better. I don't want to say never. Typically in a normal job, you don't leave the job being like, man, I'm really glad I did that. But when we record, I always leave in a better mood. Like sometimes before we hit record, I say to Donnie, like, you're going to have to be funny today because I'm a C word in not a nice way. But then by the time we hang up, I've been laughing, I've been chuckling, I've been having a nice time.
Yeah.
So if you're a mom out there trying to like balance shit, I think sometimes adding to your plate, and I know this sounds counterintuitive, but like adding something to your plate that is just for you and is just something that brings you joy is a good way.
Lindsay, we want to go on tour. And I would love to do a West Coast stop. Where on the West Coast are you? Because I would want to do the California, LA area so that we could then do a day in Disneyland, excuse me. Maybe it'll be in October so we can go to Universal Horror Nights with a GoPro on my head like a unicorn.
2 birds, 1 stone. We have talked about doing a live show. Literally, I mean, you listen to the show. You know that we brainstorm our live show like once a week. But I think we do need to like just book a live show.
We finally did this.
Yeah, this is the first
So
step.
let's pat ourselves on the back here and then.
Let's pat our- Thank you for tuning into this live stream of Donnie belching. Here, you can.
Oh,
ask
yeah,
some
this is my
questions.
job.
Yeah. Let's see.
Can Donnie share a bit about what's on his exclusive Instagram? I want to subscribe, but I'm scared of what I might see and not be able to unsee. So it is nothing dirty on my thing.
It's not an OnlyFans.
I do want to start an OnlyFans, so then like if you want to see that kind of stuff, there'll be a place for it. But my Instagram is not any of that. It is just like stories that probably will make its way on the Patreon one day, but it's usually right when it happens. So like if I come home from work and want to talk shit about someone, or if stuff with you know who that I live with happens and I want to talk shit about someone, then I do it on Instagram Live right away. And then like in 2 weeks I'll talk about it on Patreon when I had time to like reflect and come with a little bit polished version.
Yeah, and then I just screenshot his thing that says like exclusive content, and I said, "What are you doing? What shit are you talking? Fill me in." And most of the time, it's something that he's already texted me, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, just that." Okay, I do want you to know, and look, this is me doing my job and pulling comments. Lindsay did have your back. She did say, "I'm very curious about how Donnie manages his time because of all his jobs. When do you even watch movies for the podcast?"
Okay, well, this is a two-parter. One, I watch it on my commute to work. Usually I like download the movie and pay for it and then watch it on my phone on the way to work. Or two, if I'm not the moderator, I watch it at 2 times speed so that an hour movie or like an hour and a half movie only becomes 45 minutes to watch.
And that's how sometimes we end up with
Plot holes that aren't really there.
with Donnie watching What Lies Beneath, and where he thought the ghost wrote on the mirror, "You now."
No, that was just bad writing.
Cameron said, "This live is unhinged in the best way." Yeah, it is weird that we get that a lot for like new listeners, people being like, have you known, like, are you childhood best friends? Did you live down the block? No, we met each other in 2020.
But I think it's like the Big Brother house. Like time moves differently when you are recording 3 episodes a week with someone. That a lot of it, at least TGIF, half of that episode is us talking about what happened that week. So like when I have a best friend since 2nd grade, or like my sister even that's been in my life for however many years, 27, how old the bitch is, how old she is, I don't know. But like we don't talk every single day about everything that's happening that week, but like we're getting paid to do it, so.
Yeah, and I think that there is something to be said about like, and this is maybe commentary on the state of the world and our society, but like it's also like uninterrupted. Well, I mean, yes, sometimes you'll be making kissy faces at yourself in the Zoom camera, but like we're also like fully present when we're talking with each other.
Oh yeah.
Like we're telling each other stories from our lives and stuff, but we're not like also watching TV or like also scrolling social media. Like it is like we record for like an hour and a half, and it's like we are locked in. So I do
And
think
she yells at me when that's not the case. She can tell when I'm checking my phone.
or when all of a sudden he's like,
Well, that's different. If I look good, I look good.
you can't help that.
But like if I'm expecting an important text, or I see someone's blowing me up, then I might have to. One second. Here's the thing. If my eyes are glossing over anyway, what's the difference if I'm not listening but staring at you, or not listening and like obviously in my phone? That's where I am with
Honestly, I don't know what's ruder. That your eyes just gloss over, because I do ramble when I speak and I'm working on it, but I don't know what's ruder. Like you just completely being like, well, this bitch has hit her word limit, I'll circle back when I can tell she's wrapping up, or you just actively scroll. Honestly, maybe scrolling's better, because at least something has like caught your attention rather than like I'm doing such a poor job of keeping your attention.
No, it's not a you thing though. Like I told, how many times have I watched Ma, for God's sake? I have a Memoji or whatever they're called of Ma in my phone.
He sure does.
So that I can send people things. You know what? Where's my text? Where is me? Oh, Donnie. Like this, for instance. I have. Don't make me drink alone. Don't make me drink alone. Like that's just in my phone. I have her. How many? Okay, quiet. How many times have I seen Mom? Many. But I just learned in yesterday's viewing that the mom was doing by proxy.
I understand. Yeah.
So like whatever that is, it's not a Ma issue and it's not a you issue. But there is a point where my brain says, "All right, that's enough."
Okay. Yeah. But in conclusion, yeah, we're. I think also, I was told by that psychic in Ocean City, Maryland, that there were like 5 people that I knew in a past life, and I do think that you're one of them.
I would think so.
I don't know if I was a witch, you were my familiar, if you were my like grandmother. That
Maybe
would,
a
like,
deaf
beat me with
grandmother.
a cane
Yeah.
or something.
And that's why I don't really listen to you, because
We go back to old habits.
yeah, and I was deaf back then. Because of the war, it blew my ear out. Because it was my job to clean the cannons. like this.
And we know something about you that no matter what lifetime, you will be the best at your job. And you will not care about your own personal well being for the sake of the job.
Yeah.
I've
that's-
gotten really into Very Important People on the Dropout subscription.
That was a
network.
lot of words I didn't know. The knob is turning.
Okay.
But go.
So where they do Dungeons and Drag Queens is
Oh,
a
oh, yeah.
subscription service
Uh-huh.
called Dropout.
Okay.
And there is a show on there called Very Important People where Vic is a comedian and I think their pronouns are they, she, they. So I'm sorry if you know in the comment in the chat, but they are like the straight man. And then they have a comedian come, they have a professional like hair and makeup team, like prosthetics, whatever. The comedian looks at themselves in the mirror with the reveal. They have 30 seconds to come up with a character and then they do a full interview.
Oh.
But the most recent one that I was watching was the haunted doll, and there was a clip of the doll saying that they wish that Vic would just enjoy life and not work so hard. And then I did say it did remind me of me and you every week. Let's do you want to go till 10:30?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I was just asking.
You
I
said till, but you pronounce it tell. So then I didn't know who 10:30 was. I thought you said, do you want to go till 10:30?
Go tell it on the 10:30. My hair care routine. Well, funny you should ask that. Do you notice any curtain bangs? Because we've had a very eventful weekend. I did cut my own hair today.
I was very nervous, cuties. As was Dr. Bald. But Dr. Bald was polite about it.
See, you just follow his lead.
What?
Similar to when I asked questions during the movie, just follow his lead because I knew he was nervous, and you
Okay.
weren't rude about it, but you both. I was expecting more of an audience, and I said I'm gonna go cut my hair, and I got out the scissors, and then both of you literally just like left the entire area of the house that I was in, which was good because I did start to lose the plot a little bit with bangs, and I was glad to be by myself. I don't think it turned out poor.
No. It didn't.
But
I
I-
didn't see it.
But anyway, I know that, Lauren, I know that wasn't the question you were asking about the hair care routine. I have been adding oil. I'll link it in my Amazon or whatever.
Perfect.
But yeah.
Great. Oh, I don't know this.
Oh, okay. Vic's pronouns are they, she. That's what I thought.
Do you-
Oh, here. This is a good one while we look. Donnie B. Real, do you have a filter at all? Your honesty and bluntness is so entertaining and incredible. My husband and I sit in disbelief sometimes at what comes out. Ha ha.
Yes and no. So in terms of like things that could get me canceled or things that, you know, are like, I do have a filter because like I can play with children and like know what not to say. I knew not
Right.
to talk about funds, but I could talk about tying her hands behind her back and throwing off a cliff.
Sure.
Like there is levels here. So I do have a filter, but a lot of the times I just don't care. Like I know what to not say to get fired usually. Sometimes I do pull an Italian lady's hair and say, you pay me. But, like, I still wasn't fired. Like, I do know what I can get away with in this world. So in terms of that, not really. But then when it comes to, like, my personal stuff, a friend recently told me, like, you're a very, like, kept to yourself person. And I agree with you, who just left this comment, Cameron. I was like, I don't think I am. And she said, you are, but, like, in a way where things that you're insecure about, you don't really share with people.
I think that that's a difference between me and you. I think that and sometimes I have to check myself because I think that my coping mechanism growing up, because talking shit is my love language, but I learned it from somewhere. And that was my family also talking shit. And there is something about like specifically finding things in other people to talk shit about is like a way of being like, I see you.
Yeah.
I see you in your big gums or whatever. But I learned how to be self-deprecating so that I would like make the joke first and be in on it. But I think sometimes I do it too much where the stuff I'm insecure about, I end up talking about more. Whereas I think you are self-deprecating, but only like once you've like worked or like are actively working through something.
A little bit. Like, if it's emotion based, yes. Like being fat. Like, I've just always been fat my whole life. So then that was something I was self-deprecating about and used myself as a punchline throughout my whole life. But like when I told people I was getting a divorce, even though I did a Patreon episode for $5, you can hear the details of it. That wasn't until I had already asked. But when I was telling friends I was getting a divorce, they were shocked and they were like, "I didn't know you had any problems," because every
I
marriage
see.
problem I had, I didn't tell anybody about.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do think that you also have a really interesting filter that you impose on yourself. Like a lot of times the stuff that Donnie's like, I don't think I can say this, or like this will have to be a Patreon exclusive. And then it's like, guys, I did buy bananas this week. Like, and they were not ripe. And I'm like, why did you just preface that? Like, I was like, as the editor of our show, I like take a deep breath, like, oh Jesus, like if this man is like already preemptively like prompting future me to cut out whatever is about to be said, but then like he'll then sentences later like talk about how hideous all redheaded women are.
No.
Men.
Thank you. My God.
Men.
Now that would get me canceled. I'll, I'll never be in a movie with Jessica Chastain.
God. We have so many Australian listeners.
We
It's
do.
really crazy. I think
Crikey.
I think we resonate, or maybe it's just fellow Aussies that don't like. Oh, we can't say that anymore.
What?
She's not doing well. Bindi.
Oh, yeah. I know. That makes me sad.
Let me go ahead and open this again.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What's one thing that scares you about twins?
I love twins. I
Who
am.
doesn't?
I'm so fat, and when I see twins in person, I feel like Dwight Schrute. Twins. I want to see them. I want to know about them. I have cousins that are identical twins, and I am fascinated by their twin speak, their psychic abilities.
I found out this new woman I met has a twin, identical twin, and she's not really a friend of mine. Not in a bad way, but she's not a friend of mine. She's just someone I have as an acquaintance. And I so badly want to invite them both to Big Brother 40 and quarantine one at all times and switch them out and have them play as one person. But since nobody else knows her but me, it would be cool because then, like if you had a twin and then like whatever I did that with you, like some people would know, oh, Chelsea talked about her twin on the podcast. This must be her. But if I did it with a woman that
Could
nobody
you imagine
knows,
if that was the grand reveal? Like I also overshare on the podcast, but then like I've never mentioned that I have an identical twin. Oh, this is a good question. Oh, no, not that one. We have told that one before. Sorry to say no, not that one as I put it on the screen. Yes, Donnie has told this one before. I wish I could remember the episode. We did have a guest when you told it because we were horrified.
Cuties, if you remember the story, the episode where I first told pulling the Italian woman's hair, let me know.
And cuties, if any of you have just an extraordinary amount of time on your hands and you want to start creating a Google Doc of like the Bible of the show, we've been saying we're going to do it for a while, but we haven't. But I would love to be able to say like, refer to the Bible.
Or, cuties, this is, again, extra work on you. Don't do it if you don't want to. It's unpaid labor. But if you are someone that is currently listening to episodes on Patreon, even if you just put it in the comment section, like stories told this episode, this, and this, then this way I can go through and take those and put it in a Google Doc. You just let me know as you listen. This is what you talked about.
Yeah, but Donnie has told that story before. I cannot believe he was not fired.
No.
Do either of you ever regret telling a story on the podcast?
Well, there's that, and now I'm saying it again here. Okay, here's the thing. There are times when I don't regret saying it on the podcast yet, but I think like when we get like so big that you just can't, everybody's everywhere is listening to us and we can't get away from it, I think there will be stories in the past that then come out that like people I've talked about didn't hear at our current listener level, but when we are the king of the world, then those stories will be in BuzzFeed articles.
Right, and then those people will become very aware.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I feel the same. If you have not listened to the predestination episode that we just did with my brother, I believe I told a story that I will regret one day. Cancel clear, I hope not.
Oh, yeah.
But I did tell family lore that, like, I think it could have consequences, but it's such a good story.
It is.
And that's the thing. It's just, you know, it's our craft.
What was the thing? Well, don't say it. But what was the thing? And maybe you can give me like a wink so we can do what your daughters did about the fun. What was the thing that I said? And then I was like, no, we have to cut that out before we put it on Patreon. Remember?
Oh.
Of who?
Coco and Sapphire.
No, it was about me. Like I didn't want my mom to find something out.
Oh, I know what it was.
Tell me later then.
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was fun for
So,
you, I'm
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
What 80s or 90s sitcom best relates to your family dynamic? I'm gonna say I've said it already. Anything about white trash, really. Roseanne. Okay, here's the thing. Roseanne's like being reminds me of my family dynamic because it had like, you know, curvy people.
Cuties. The cuties, they show up. You got us unbanned from Kendrick's podcast. I did see a thing here asking if we're going to cover Big Brother. I don't know the whole thing, but we will be going back on Kendrick's show because you guys did your thing, and now look at them.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's perfect. The Roseanne, like being, the state of being, the being white trash, and like everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people in the family having like weight issues. That felt like my family. But then the sibling dynamic was very much Brady Bunch girls. Like I was Marsha Brady of the family. My middle sister was Jan, and then the youngest one was just like cute and lispy. She wasn't lispy, but might as well have been. It's part of the thing. So like so much so that the middle sister, the Jan that I just referred to, on like Christmas tags would write like to Marsha from Jan. And that's not something that you do yourself. So that's like something that I, Marsha, programmed in her to then do.
That's bleak. Yeah, that's bleak. The show Parenthood,
It's famously not a sitcom, but do whatever you want.
we have this conversation all the time. Parenthood,
Uh-huh.
that whole dynamic from Zeke, that was Pepe, to like, there's one scene in particular, and all of the dynamic, like, and then I was like a Hattie and then the bad girl mix. I think I was more the bad girl, but like, there was like so many dynamics, but my family's huge, and so the inner workings of a family that is really big and then still seeing each other like all the time, like my whole family lives within like a 20-minute radius of each other, that hit home. But I still think that a dark comedy on HBO about my family, I mean, again, the predestination episode is just the tip of the iceberg of the family lore. I really think that we could have a hit on our hands. What are you giggling about?
I think I want to end this show, and I haven't watched it yet, Cutie, so God only knows what I'll say in it. But I want to end this live show with watching my Big Brother audition tape from college as a group.
That's beautiful. I really think that could bring us all together.
Yeah, we'll do one more question. Open your phone. Or how many? We said,
Do you
like
have-
3 more.
Now, here's the question. Do you already have this pulled up, ready to go?
No, but it's right here.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if this was going to be another secret birthday surprise of mine. But yeah, as Donnie pulls this up, I'll ask another question. Who would you cast in an
That's terrifying.
Oh my God. Who would you cast in an Oh Mary movie?
Oh, well, I'd want to give it to Cole, you know? I feel like Cole deserves it. But, yeah, it would be Cole as Mary, 100%. As Abraham Lincoln, let's give it to Neil Patrick Harris. As Louise, let's give it to Nikki Blonsky. We have to honor the greats that came before us.
You're going to give Nikki Blonsky a platform in 2025?
Yeah, she's back. I don't make the rules.
Didn't she fight?
Yeah, but that was pre-COVID.
She's
Like-
listened and learned.
Yeah, well, I don't know
And
if she
now
has,
she's
but the
just
world
on
has forgiven
TikTok.
her.
Or now she's just on Cameo.
Well, I don't think the audition video's coming. Okay, it will.
Oh,
Okay.
God. Okay, so cuties, before we traumatize us all collectively, I'm so glad that we will get to experience this together. But thank you for tuning in to our first ever YouTube Live. And should we announce what's going to be happening at the end of the summer?
Yeah, you go first.
Do you not know what we're going to be doing at the end of the summer?
This?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. The way you said it, like, yeah.
I didn't
you
at
tell
first,
us.
yeah.
So we are going to be taking a movie break just for the summer. Just logistically, we had to make a change because our schedules are completely backwards, and it would either be that the girls would be screaming in the background, or we would be recording like 3 times a week at midnight. So we will still have new TGIF episodes. We will be doing re-releases, but starting in the fall,
And new Patreon episodes
and new
throughout the summer, too.
new bonus episodes. You don't have to worry about that. But starting in the fall, we will be doing our TGIF episodes on Fridays live on YouTube to have the interactive element, and then it will be available afterwards. Like if you missed the YouTube, you can either rewatch it or you'll be able to listen to the audio. So this was a test run, and I think it went marvelous.
I think so, too. God bless us all.
Okay, I'm gonna put this on.
Oh, do it, but I don't know what I say in this. So you'll react. Tell me if I say anything good. Tell me if you would have hired me, or
I'll
if you
tell
think
you-
I'm better at an old age.
Well, this is the problem with YouTube Live. I'll tell you if it was on the main feed if I was gonna cut anything
Oh,
for
God.
the Patreon.
Okay, cuties. I don't think I would have back then. Oh, gosh. I have to
This
do it and
hair
then share.
already.
Wait. Oh, can I share? Oh, I'll share first. Cuties, this is my audition video from like 2007. Where the heck? Oh, okay. Is it big? It's not big. Cuties, wait for it. Wait for it. Okay, you ain't getting it like that.
Okay, here we go.
Hi, my name's Donnie Hatfield. You'll notice that I'm in my bedroom and not jumping out of a plane or wrestling with an alligator. Why is that, you say? Oh, that's because who needs a gimmick when you have Donnie?
Who needs
I
a
am
Donnie?
a
See,
senior
I think
right
that's
now in
beautiful.
college.
Now look at
I'm
the
22
beard
years old.
stuff. That's very
I am
good.
a communications
Look at
journalism
mine.
major with a minor in public
Right
relations
there.
and a
We're
theater
going through, you know, this is
minor.
so cool. You're going through what
I
your major and minor
love
is.
Big Brother. Sometimes
when I did
to
that
get
at a
through the
lot,
day,
and
I
this
have
is
my friends
homecoming
pretend
before,
that
by the way.
I'm on Big Brother and pretend that different things are head of household competitions.
This is
So
crazy.
I always beat them at every one. One time I finished a pitcher of beer in less than 3 minutes just because they sang the theme song. So that's cool,
That's
I
beautiful.
guess, or disturbing.
I have a
Also,
big nose.
I love to entertain people and I love to be entertained. You can give me a
Also, do you
toothpick,
know-
a homeless
sorry
person,
to-
and a trash
sorry to
bag,
talk while
and
you're
I can
listening.
give you a
Do you notice
musical
the
about
logo
my
on
biography
shirt
in
is the same
5
color
minutes.
as the undershirt? That's my favorite thing to do.
Well, that was just
Also,
fashion.
um,
Surprised the
I
collar
think I'd be
wasn't
good for the
popping.
Wait, you
game
don't
because
like
I
the hair?
love to lie and I'm good at it. Whenever I'll give you the background story first. One time I fooled around with a straight guy,
Oh.
and all of his friends have suspicions,
What?
but
I
they're
didn't
not
say
really
slut,
sure.
did I?
So
No.
whenever I'm
Hold
at the
on.
bar drinking, they always come up and ask, "Hey, did you and you know
Blair
who
Witch. What if it
do
turns
stuff?"
into a porn?
Always when I'm drunk too, but I always say, "No, that's not me. You must be mistaken."
You're shy.
And I always lie to them and trick them. So I'm really good at lying, and I can.
You're
backstab
really good at
anyone
lying.
who
You're good at
backstab
deceiving
in
because
this
you
game.
are
I will
hooking up
make
with a
it there.
straight boy when his friends come up to you at the
Also,
bar.
I had experience living with different
They
kinds of
say,
people.
"Are
Oh
you
my God,
looking
it's
for
almost 2
Larry?"
minutes, so I
You
gotta
say,
go.
"No,
But
not me."
I'll see you at my interview. Bye.
Oh my
Stop sharing. Cuties,
god.
would you have put me on to?
Okay. Oh. I don't want to know what's next. So, cuties, patreon.com/I'm the cute one, because I think we've got a series on our hands, honestly. I think that we could just watch a clip and we could first watch it together, then first watch it in silence, then we watch it and talk about it.
Thank you.
Okay, so
I'm just gonna highlight anyone that said good things about me.
Okay. In this video, I don't necessarily see Taylor Lautner, but you really did look like a different person. I think that, and it's not like either version is bad.
Oh, the videographer herself is here. Amy Jo, thank you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for that. going back to the hair,
Uh-huh.
I know that little messy do took you a long time
It did.
to like pick like which strands of hair were gonna look effortless.
No, this is how I did it first. So I did this first. Then I put gel in it, and then I did it again, and then I like picked a couple to like brush down.
Yeah,
and-
just to be like, oh, this
Yeah.
is like, I didn't even like care that
Uh-huh,
much.
uh-huh.
Yeah. I do think that in your newest audition video, clip to that. Like clips from this, and then you.
Someone needs to be the first one back on the bus, I guess, Elliot.
But I think that you clip to that, and then you clip to present day.
Oh,
Like-
that's good. And say, I've been trying to get in this goddamn house for about
Yeah,
20
and
years.
I'm still good at deceiving people.
Yeah, I can still fuck a straight man and say, no, not me.
No, couldn't be me. It wouldn't be me. Wow. Well, I really think that just sums up the experience, really, of this Instagram Live of that. The facial hair, we've really come a long way.
Well, no, I do
started-
need to. Here's my problem. What?
It started below the lip.
I know. Well, it used to be here. You see, like where this is?
Uh-huh.
It used to be down here, even
A chin
now.
strap.
And then, no, not quite, but like here. But
The other night, I had a dream that I had a mustache,
how odd.
and I was like grooming it. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
The other night, yesterday, I had a dream, Dr. Bald and I, for Halloween, were Bill and Ted. And this black woman in the car next to us was like, roll down the window and do an impression. So then we did, and you were in the back seat, and you were so mad. And you were like, enough. Nobody wants to hear impressions. And then we were like, excellent.
You must have really felt close to him watching Ma.
I did. Enough for a couple's costume that you felt jealous about.
Yeah. Well,
Last one.
this one.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
That wasn't him, though. The one I just talked about. Yeah, that's not him.
And okay, that one.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, on that note, I think that is the end of our. Oh wait, should I give the reveal of my haircut?
Oh,
to
yeah, let's
myself?
see it.
My hair is still a little bit wet, but honestly,
Your hair's still wet?
it's my hair is so thick. It's a little flat up top, but I think I did a pretty good job.
Yeah, it's not what I would have done, but it's good. Like, let me see in real life.
I mean, the bangs, we did lose the plot.
What are we doing with, well, how do you wear, they're not bangs then, if you wear it like that.
No, but like that. But the reason why is because then when I put it back, I want there to be like little
Okay, that's
things that
cute.
I can. Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
He likes that. Anyway, come to me for all your haircut needs, and to Donnie for.
Fucking your
whatever the
husband or whatever.
But he's good at keeping the secret because if your husband's friends come up, he's gonna say no, not me. Thank you, Anne. At least someone.
Yes. All right.
Okay, in the future, I will have full reign of these comments because. Never mind. All right. Well, goodbye.
Talk to you later. I love you like a sister.
Oh no, how do we end it? Oh, here.
Yeah.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye.